So I'm into my Air Max 1s and got a black and Summit white pair to basically look at. Just a basic colorway, standard Air Max 1, and it's using sort of very sort of cheap materials in a way, so they're sort of synthetic kind of felty material, no leather on here at all, and then this is all kind of a mesh material up here. And but the trainers look clean themselves, you know, it's like that white and black tone to them, and I like the kind of air bubble being in this sort of coconut milk colour. So overall it's just a standard sort of Air Max really, you know, just with the nice sort of OG colour blocking. So you've got kind of the black Nike Air on the back, and then the black swoosh just to keep it simple, and then they've got these panels that kind of tie it together. Just an easy wear really, just something that you can wear sort of on a day-to-day basis. So here's the details for the Air Max 1 Black Summit White. It comes in a white, black and Summit White colorway, and it has an EVA cup sole with a heel airbag, and it's primarily made up of mesh upper and synthetic materials, and the price was £145. So in terms of comfort and sizing, these have a medium to firm sole. Even though it has an airbag in there, it kind of feels like an older tech, so it can get sort of fatiguing after a while if you're wearing it for a long time. And the elevated heel can cause sort of some issues on your forefoot, especially if you're wearing them all day. And I would sort of recommend true to size on these. They kind of like run slightly on the bigger side anyway, but you can go sort of half size up if you're wearing sort of thicker socks or just want sort of extra bit of room. And in my opinion, the sole isn't very good for like wet conditions, and I primarily wear sort of Air Max 1s in sort of spring, summertime. In terms of the look and style, again, just for being an Air Max 1, it's using the sort of classic sort of colour blocking really. With this particular one, I think the white is instead of the grey panels, so usually with an OG colourway you have sort of grey panels, and then the swoosh and the mudguard and the heel tab around the back is basically in whatever colour it is. So in this case it's black, but the on the medial side and the lateral side you've got kind of the white, and all going around the heel as well you've got kind of white on there as well, so that basically usually would be in grey. And I would sort of say these are sort of easily sort of worn sort of spring, summertime, and basically because of the colourway, because of the mesh upper and sort of synthetic materials, it just lends itself well to that kind of weather. And you can dress nowadays with Air Max 1s, you can sort of dress them up sort of casual, smart casual, because they have like a sort of classic simple sort of design to them. And you can go with like the lace options, so you can go white, black or sail. And the reason I say sail is it kind of sort of matches the upper sort of synthetic material in sort of white. It's kind of like an off-white, which is Summit White, so you could probably go sail laces in there. So in terms of the pros, it has sort of neutral and clean sort of colourway, so it's very sort of simple. And the colour blocking isn't like the OG, so just be careful of that, because an OG one, that it usually would have sort of grey panels instead of the white panels. And the trainer is a timeless trainer, so an Air Max 1 you can't go wrong with. In terms of cons, I think the prices on these are too high, and I'll keep saying it, but the comfort as well, it's not the greatest nowadays. It's a bit sort of too firm really, and I think they should use sort of more current technology like Cushline instead, and keep the airbag. But if they can sort of do a combination of making the comfort sort of softer, that would be really good for these kind of trainers, because they use more for lifestyle nowadays. And the materials are sort of made up of sort of felt sort of materials, so there's no sort of leather on there, and that's what I find a bit perplexing when it comes to sort of the price range on these. Really high, and they're not using sort of good quality materials. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5. It's a nice sort of clean sneaker. It's not true to an OG one, but still very close. And in terms of comfort, it's a 3, so it's just very sort of standard stuff really. You're not going to get anything special. And the quality, I'm going to give 3 as well. It's just got sort of loose sort of threadings, and then also the materials themselves, apart from the mesh, which I don't, mesh is going to be part of a running shoe, but it's more the felt material that I'm kind of basically not happy with. I wish they sort of changed that to at least have some with sort of leather panels like they did with the tour yellows. And the pricing as well. The pricing is too expensive at £145. It should be a lot cheaper if they're using kind of these sort of synthetic sort of felt like materials. But overall, I'll still give it a 4 out of 5 because it's just a clean sort of simple Air Max 1, and then you can sort of dress it with anything really.